Szanowni Państwo, zbliża się godzina 9. Kiva Johnson z Irlandii.
Well, welcome to the FEI eventing Young Rider Europeans here in Strzegom, where we're about to get underway with all of our cross-country action. I'm Rosie Russell, and I'll be taking you through today's cross-country action on FEI.tv. Our cross-country course, beautifully designed today by Martin Konarski, with 24 numbered fences, 3 water combinations for these horses and riders to negotiate across 4,400 metres of course, with an optimum time of 8 minutes. Well, our first horse leaves the box and is underway to kick things off. That is Kiva Johnson, first to go for Ireland, coming out with Cornerstone's Lad. This 16-year-old Irish sports horse gelding. Well, out the box and away she goes. As I say, that optimum time 8 minutes, and she does look like she's got her foot down from the start. Swiftly over fence 2, the first 3 fences. Some long galloping stretches between all 3 just to settle these horses and riders into a rhythm. That's what the first few fences on this cross-country course is for, just to settle them down and get them into the flow of the cross-country course before the first combination, fast approaching here at fence 5. Kiva and Cornerstone's Lad, they come forward with a dressage score of 33.6 from the first day of dressage. That put them in 34th position after that first phase. And here they come round to this first combination on track. No trouble over that double of tables, getting in close, but they're clear. And have a little bit more of a galloping stretch as they head round to the next intense part of the course at 6A and B, and then 7 very closely after.
First rider already clear over the first combination, number 5. Kiva Johnson is riding the Irish Brits.
Kiva, the first team rider out for Ireland. Quickly collecting her reins, doing a super job there at 6A, B and 7. So far so good for the pair as they wiggle on through the woods now and head on down to fence 8. The Irish team at the moment sat in 8th position on a score of 101.3 in the team competition after the dressage. Great Britain out in front with 81.7, close behind Germany in that silver medal position with 83.5, and France in 3rd with a team total of 85, of course, all after the dressage. As Kiva heads on into the woods there, safely through 9A, B and C. Back out the other side and coming round to approach this fence at 10. Up this hill, a little bit more momentum needed with these 2 rolls up on the mound, but that causes no trouble at all for her. Naturally comes up to approach the first of 3 water fences on this course. Cornerstone's Lad looking quite keen still. Kiva just asking him to wait before they drop down into this water. Lovely big jump in. Kiva showing some super cross-country riding there. Just let her reins drop and let them find the fence on the way out. They have this loop back round, but whilst Kiva's out on course, our second rider has joined us. It's the turn of Isabel, Kirsten Delecki and Caruso JH. Combination who posted a beautiful test early on that first day of 28.8 and was actually in the top 3 for a long time after that first day. Back with Kiva. Making her way round through the second time they get their feet wet in this water. Bit of a hesitant jump in, but some good riding means they're in, taking these boats on an angle. Well, beautifully done. Made that look very easy indeed. As they have a bit of a gallop down, as Isabel has no trouble at that first combination at 5, those tables.
Our second rider, number 102 on the back for Germany. Germany in second position after the...
As I say, a combination who sat in the top 3 for a long time after the first day, into 8th place after 2 days of dressage.
Is a member of that team, individually 8th, riding Caruso J-H, holds by Cascadello out of...
Pair who are very good in these jumping phases. Beautifully over 6, A, B and 7 there, very straight. Combination have jumped double clear in their last 8 international runs. And they won the under 25 3-star at Westerstedt recently this year. Well, let's hope this consistency follows through here at this European Championship. They're off to a great start, as we say, in 8th place after that first phase. Back with Kiva Johnson, Cornerstone's lad. Little bit of a close jump there, but she's regathered herself. No trouble at all there at 19A and B. Now a bit of a gallop stretch up to fence 20, heading for home. 24 fences on this track. Well, Isabel Kirsten-Delecki up to these rolls at 10 and 11. Met them beautifully, really just taking his course in their stride so far. Riding on as they approach the first water on track. This big drop in, beautiful brush in, just sitting up and rebalancing. A huge jump in. Now this is where the riders have to be quick thinking, because they're skinny on the way out. Well, that caused them no problem. Still looking as brave as ever as they loop back round. Well, heading towards home now, our trailblazer on track, Kiva Johnson, Cornerstone's lad. They look like they've had a super time out on course. Back with Isabel and Caruso J-H. Heading round for this second approach into the water. Another one just to have a little bit of a look as they go in. The horse is just figuring out where they're going to land. They're not entirely aware they're going to be on dry land, but wow, Isabel did such a super job of keeping her line through that combination. Could have been very easy to have a run out there, but she was on her A game. Hesitant jump there from Cornerstone's lad Kiva Johnson in this final water. As that does look like she had a run out there at 22C, so 20 penalties picked up as she heads round to the final few fences on track. This is the final combination at 23A and B, just the final fence left for our trailblazer, flying over the last to complete their round. So 20 penalties will be picked up for the pair. Complete the course 8 minutes 11 seconds, so 11 seconds over the optimum time. 4.4 time penalties to add, 24.4 from the cross country. 58 will be her 2-phase score. Well, now we're joined by our latest starter to join us on track for Italy. It is the turn of Giulia Maria Surani and Jordana. Well, they're safely over 10 and 11. We're back with Isabel Kirsten-Delecki and Caruso J-H. Making great progress coming round to this combination here at 19, these two blue skinnies. Easily through those two skinnies. Barely a waver, this pair really eating up this course so far.
Number 103 on the back is...
As out the box is our latest starter coming forwards. a pair who, again, were in that top three for a very long time. In the dressage, it is the turn of Tanja de Bleu and the Joker for the Netherlands, the first of their team riders, with this 15-year-old chestnut gelding. 29.1 was their dressage score in 9th place after 2 days of dressage. As Giulia Maria Serrani safely through that first water, getting a huge jump out over that skinny. That skinny jumping well so far. Lots of horses really taking a big leap out over that B element at 12. As back here with the first for the Netherlands, Tanja de Bleu. Skip on over fence for the first 4 fences. Just relaxing them into a rhythm. This is the first combination here at 5, this double of tables. Well, met the free strides beautifully in there. One of the best we've seen so far today. We've seen a few others chip in, but not the case for the Joker. This combination who won the Marsberg and 3-star long back in June, but Giulia Maria Serrani and Jordana, they have picked up a looks like a penalty at 9A. Looks like they have misplaced a device. So that means 11 penalties picked up if these riders knock one of the pins out or MIMS clips from the fences. They're there for safety measures, but they do pick up an 11 penalties, and it looks like one was activated at 9A for this pair.
Great round for Isabel Christine Dalecki and Caruso. Clear on the fences and just 4
But,
seconds over the time. 8 minutes
going
and 4
well
seconds
so far.
Time. That translates to 1.6 for today's cross country.
Well, really, really riding positive now. Coming towards the final few fences. It is Giulia Maria Serrani and Jordana. They swing back round now towards this combination here at 19A and B, and it looks like Isabel Kirsten-Zalecki has crossed the finish line with Caruso JH. Well, chipping in at this first skinny there for Giulia. But some quick footwork there from Jordana means they are clear. Tanja de Bleu and the Joker. Around about halfway on this course as they come round to approach this first water. The Joker looking very keen. And then having a bit of a look at the water. That's the thing, this water can surprise a few horses if they come in a little bit too quick, but super riding there. And now swing back round to 13. For 14 they enter the water for a second time. So 2 riders home so far. Isabel Kirsten-Zalecki, the latest rider to finish with Caruso JH. No jumping penalties, 1.6 time penalties, just 4 seconds over the optimum time. 30.4 will be her 2-phase score. Now Tanja de Bleu into this second water. Now lining up for these boats on that tight angle, but rode beautifully, very, very straight between both elements. Well, our latest starter to join us on track, it is number 105 coming forward for Hungary. It is Anna Clara Petiki. Hungary just a team of 3 as they head out on to cross country. Leonard 40, that 13-year-old gelding. Having a little bit of a scramble over that final combination. It is Giulia Maria Sorani and Jordana, but they crossed the finish line to complete their round, just had 11 penalties picked up at fence 9. A little bit of an awkward jump there on that curve, just hung out a little bit too wide. But we'll get their score for you shortly. In fact, 11 penalties picked up, 8 time penalties. A total of 19, 55.7 will be their two-phase score. Well, here our latest starter, Anna Clara Petiki, picking up 20 penalties at fence 7. This combination, who were 34th at the Junior Europeans last year, taking that step up now to the young rider level.
That's 19 penalty points for today's cross-country test. Fortunately, some problems at phase number 7 for the Hungarian Anna Clara Pataki and Lennart. One run out there cost 20 penalties.
As we caught a glimpse there of our latest starter joining us out on track. That is Daniel Munez-Ortiz and Nabil Elbi. Well, as they heading for home now, Denis Debleu and the Joker, they start to head towards home. They're furthest round the track so far. Here's Daniel and Nabil Elbi at the early stages of their track. Nabil Elbi, just a 7-year-old, taking that step up to 3-star this year, and they've not been outside the top 10 in their 3-star runs. It's an incredibly consistent pair, even though they are very new to the level. In fact, they even went to Lelion Danger 6-year-old Young Horse World Championship last year, top 30 there. That's a real showcase of the up-and-coming young equine talent in the eventing world. Just some clever footwork there from Nabil, working out the mounds and the undulations on the course, and a very bold jump through that first combination there at fence 5A and B. Some lovely galloping stretches on this track here in Strzegom. This is an example of one before they head round to this combination at 6A, B and 7. Daniel just regaining a little bit of balance before they approach this.
Team is already home, and it is a clear inside the time in 7 minutes and 50 seconds. Denis Debleu and the Joker.
As Anna Clara Petiki and Leonard 40 here, coming round to this second water. Unfortunately, have a stop there at 14.8. We've seen a few horses have a bit of a hesitant jump over that log. They see the water and then suddenly have a bit of a hesitation. So she'll come round for her second attempt. She already has one refusal picked up from fence 7. And unfortunately a third. So it does look like that will be an elimination there for Anna Clara Petiki and Leonard 40. So what a shame, not meant to be this time, as problems on track for Daniel Munez-Ortiz. They've had a runner at fence 7. Fence 6, that drop combination that then runs you straight onto fence 7, and some horses can get quite forward, and it's very easy to have a run out there, which they have picked up 20 penalties for that, as did Anna Clara Petiki, who we previously just saw. So at the moment it is just Daniel out on track, making his way round to this Oxa at fence 8, a little bit of a let-up fence after a couple of more intense combinations there at 5 and 6. Before another combination faces them at fence 9. Well, they weren't on track alone for a very long time, because Lucas Brunn now joins us with Anna Pura Desalac. 31.8 their dressage score, in 26th position overnight. Coming forward as the first team rider for France. France, of course, the team in a great position as they head out on track. They were in the second place overnight.
26th overnight. The result is 31.8, and combined score for the French team after dressage it is a third position. And
Well, this combination with experience at the level above already. They took that step up to 4-star last year in October at Lignières, where they jumped double clear to place 10th. And actually are very, very good jumpers. From their last 10 international runs have jumped double clear 7 times. So looking forward to seeing them out on track. As unfortunately a dismounting in that first water there for Daniel. What a shame. Great to see him up on his feet. But unfortunately that will be an elimination for the pair. A real shame early on in the course. Well, Lucas Brunn skips on through at 6A, and then the skinny at 7. We just see here Daniel's air vest blown up. He looks absolutely fine, which is great to see him walking away. Just such an unfortunate unseating there. Well, Anna Pura de Salac and Lucas Brunn looking very keen at this early stage of the course, heading into the woods as they negotiate fence 9. Well, as they're out of fence 9, our only riders on course. I'm sure it won't be for long because we saw our latest starter waiting in the start box there. Veronica Kroll and Chinica. This combination coming forward for Poland.
So our next rider has just heard the countdown to start, and it is the first one for Poland.
Well, they're out the box and starting their round. Chinook R, this 9-year-old gelding,
24th position after
bringing forward a 31.4 from the dressage in 24th position as we're back with Lucas. And Anna Pura de Salac. Veronica and Chinook. Chinook has this massive gallop, just eating up the ground as they head over the first few fences. An extremely bold jump there from Anna Pura de Salac and Lucas Brunn, really attacking this course so far. Well, another one to be attacking this early stage is Veronica Kroll. Chinook R.
Young Rider Championships. 24th rider of the European Championships for juniors from 2022. Lately a 7th place and a 3-star long class together with this horse at Strzegom Horse.
Heading round now over fence 4 and approaching the first combination on track at 5. The doubler tables here. 3 strides between these tables. Well, really riding there at the offset brushes. And really has his foot down on the accelerator. Lucas meaning business there with Anna Pura de Salac. That optimum time, 8 minutes. Well, we're yet to have anybody close. In fact, we've had somebody inside the optimum time. Dean Deblow, who finished a few moments ago with the Joker. Our first rider clear inside the time. 7 minutes 50, well inside that optimum time, 10 seconds inside. So 29 is what they will finish on, and that will put them into the lead. Isabel, Kirsten Delecki and Caruso in second there. They're only 1.6 time penalties over the optimum time. So the time is doable. We've had one inside. Are we going to have our second? Well, Lucas really going for it, but it's Veronica Kroll who is coming round now to this beautiful oxer at fence 8. Successfully negotiated that bogey fence at 6A, B and 7. That fence 7 final element there has caused a few issues for some, but not for them. They're going very well indeed. As we've got a glimpse of our next starter, Darcy's and My Eastwood Brightside. First to go for Team GB, who of course are leading this team competition at the moment and leading it individually. It's Jasmine Underwood who's out in front after the first phase. A stunning test from Jasmine. of 23.6 on the first day. But we'll see her later on. Focus now on Lucas and Apura de Salac. Going very well in the latter stages. Darcy Zander now underway here with My Eastwood Brightside.
W drużynie rezultat 36, 19 miejsce.
Number 109 is for Great
My Eastwood
Britain,
Brightside, this
Darcy
13-year-old.
and the Irish bred My Eastwood Brightside, riding as part of the British team.
Lucas
British team
still
lead
riding
up to
strong
the
as
successful
Veronica
at
Kroll and
21.7.
Chinook are safely through that first water. That is a big drop in that first water. Riders really having to sit back, drop their reins and let the horses work it out. Been riding well so far as Lucas and Apura de Salac heading towards the final few fences on course. Veronica about to enter the water for the second time. Now this first log in, a few horses have been a little bit hesitant at to start with. We'll see how she rides it. One of the boldest jumps we've seen so far. Found her line very quickly to this offset brush houses, brush boats I should say, in the water. Talking of water, Lucas through the third and final one on track. 2 numbered fences left, 3 jumping obstacles. Be very interesting to see their time. As we say, we've had one inside the time so far today. That was TNW and the Joker. Lucas has really been out here attacking this course, so be keen to see what the clock says in a few moments' time. Done well to rebalance himself after that big jump. There at 23A, safely over 23B. And now the final fence. Punches the air. Yes, that's exactly the feeling when you manage to jump clear round a Young Rider European Championship cross-country track. Super round from the pair, and we'll have the time shortly. Well, Darcy Zander, My Eastwood Brightside, 30.6 their dressage score. 19th individually overnight. Skipping over 6A, 6B. Found a line beautifully to 7. That's caused a few issues early on, but definitely not for this pair. Veronica Kroll and Chinook are
8 minutes 14 seconds, and that is 5.6
safely
for the time.
over 17 and 18, looping round now for 19A and B. Well, the time for Lucas Brun and Apura de Salac. No jumping penalties, as we saw, 5.6 time penalties, so that's 14 seconds over the optimum time. They finished 37.4 and into third place. Well, from one British rider who left the box to another, it's now the turn of Ivy Fisher coming forward with global promise. This combination coming forward as individuals. 29.4 was their dressage test. In the top 3 for a while on that first date, but actually 10th place overnight after 2 days of dressage. This 11-year-old Irish sports horse mare by Sligo Candy Boy. As we're back with fellow Brit Darcy Zander. My Eastwood Brightside, this combination double clear in the last 3 international runs at the 3-star level. Good jump in over that brush drop. Really found their stride out the other side. You could see her see it and then ride for it. So safely through that first water. Veronica Kroll furthest round the course at the moment with Chinook. So far, a clean sheet for the pair as they head to the latter stages of the course. Making their way round to this final water. Another drop in. And then safely over the skinny. All the water combinations ticked off now. And home very much in sight. Here, Darcy Zander, My Eastwood Brightside, getting a little bit of an awkward jump over the 2 offset boats, but she's done so well to keep herself in balance and really good riding there. These riders really have to be fit and strong in their core to be able to stay on and manage situations like that. She's done exactly that. Well, Veronica Kroll heading to the final fence, a big leap over that to complete their round, and no jumping penalties to add. So that's a great start there for the Polish team. 3.6 time penalties, so only 9 seconds over that optimum time. 35 will be their two-phase score. Goes into third place on our completed scores at the moment. But we have two British riders out on track here. Ivy Fisher, Global Promise, safely clear of the first 8 so far on track.
3.6 from the cross-country tests.
Well, it won't be long before they're joined by our next rider there, Lena Reinsdorf for Germany, but Ivy Fisher going well so far with Global Promise, the combination who have had multiple top 10 finishes at the 3-star level, but out the box now it is Lena Reinsdorf and Sutura, this 8-year-old Hanoverian mare, bringing forward a 34.1 in 36th position overnight. Darcy Zander, My Eastwood Brightside, furthest round the track at the moment, clear over 19A and B.
Next rider to go, number 111 on the back for Germany's individual rider Lena Reinsdorf and Hanoverian 8-year-old mare Saturia by Staccato.
Lena Reinsdorf making a good start over the first few fences. This combination from 17 international competitions has jumped clear cross-country 15 times, but we're back now with Ivy Fisher, Global Promise. Pair who was 6th at the Bicton Young Rider 3-star back in May. And making great progress around this track. They'll be approaching the second water combination shortly. They just had this little fence at 13. This upright guitar fence before they're back in to get their feet wet again at 14A, B and C. Very boldly over that login. Safely over the 2 brush boats heading for home now. It is the first of the British team, Darcy Zander, My Eastwood Brightside.
Anyway, Darcy Zander and My Eastwood Brightside clear the last water complex, the small one, 19 and 20, and only 3 more jumps for them on this course.
Well, safely through the first true question on track there for Lena Reinsdorf. That's at 6A and B and 7. Well, over the last there, it is Darcy Zander, My Eastwood Brightside for Great Britain. No jumping penalties, just 8 time penalties to add, so 38.6 will be their two-phase score. Just 20 seconds over that optimum time into 5th place on the overall leaderboard is Ivy Fisher. She's furthest round the course now with Global Promise, I should say. Clear over 16A, B and C. And now these white rails at 17 and 18. Riders now looping back on themselves for this skinny double.
Right side is 8 minutes and 20 seconds, so we had 8 penalties for that time.
Well, this course looking effortless so far for this pair. Lena Reinsdorf for Germany. Heading to the first water. Storia looking very keen indeed. An incredibly bold jump into that water and out the other side. Well, Ivy Fisher, Global Promise. heading into the latter stages of this track. As we're back with Lina Reinsdorf making their way round to the second water combination.
Ireland, killing McCarthy, and the Dutch bred stallion Romance, Mr. Kane. Followed by Etoulon, out of Amabai, Indoctro riding with 35.7.
Some really strong riding to make sure they made it out over those two. A little bit of a wobble in between, but they are clear. And this is our latest starter, Keelan McCarthy. Romans Mr. Kane joining us on track. They're clear of the first combination as Ivy Fisher clear of the final water combination. Really riding positively as she heads towards home. While here, Keelan McCarthy, Romans Mr. Kane, this 9-year-old KWPN Bay, they bring forward a 35.7 from the dressage. Skipping over 6A and B, that big drop down, but found their line very well to 7. That is separately numbered, so if riders wish to circle after the drop, they can, but they must not have been deemed to line up and approach fence 7. So they must make it very clear to the fence judges if they want to circle after the drop, but of course that is 100% allowed. Ivy Fisher here at the final combination on track. Very nicely done. Really riding positively as she approaches the final brush. Well, she crosses the finish line. 8 minutes 15 seconds. 15 seconds over that optimum time. 6 time penalties to add. 35.4 and into 4th place on the leaderboard at this current stage of competition. So 2 of the British team are home. Well, 1 of the British team, 1 riding as an individual, I should say. But I'm sure the Brits will be very happy and information will be fed back to camp. Well, out the box and underway, it is Nicole Palm coming forward now for Sweden as an individual with Oak Valley Quickster, and Nicole Palm, this 10-year-old Irish sports horse gelding. 35.9 was the dressage score, sat in 45th position overnight. Keelan McCarthy, Romans Mr. Kane, individual riders for Ireland.
7th place for them this year in the 3-star long competition in Mallow in
safely through that first water. We've seen some real bold jumps into that first water. These riders doing a super job of just sitting back, relaxing the reins and finding their line again to the skinny.
The Irish bred gelding Oak Valley Quickster by Almost Quality. 45th in the individual classification, the dressage score 35.9.
Round they go for this second water combination. Another positive jump into the water. Now they've got to find their line quickly for this offset brushes. As Lina Reinsdorf heading for home through the final water. 3 jumping efforts left. There's that tricky left-handed combination for them to negotiate the roll, and then they got to turn left-handed to this corner fence, which we see them approaching now. Nicely over that brush first element, finding their line to this corner. Very easy for horses to fall out through the shoulder. Almost a dismount, but she's done so well to keep herself in the saddle. Just 1 fence left for the pair as they jump that to complete their round. Oh, and unfortunately, a parting of company there for Ireland's Keelan McCarthy, Romans Mr. Kane. What a shame for the pair. That was at fence 15, in fact fence 16A.
And Romance Mr. Kane, and that sadly means an elimination.
So unfortunately that will be an elimination for the pair riding as individuals. Well, a time in for Lina Reinsdorf and Soturia. No jumping penalties, 4.4 time penalties to add, 11 seconds over the optimum time, 0.5 into 6th place on the 2 FEI score. So just one rider out on track at the moment, Nicole Palm. But that doesn't last very long at all before we are joined by our next combination coming forward. Individual riders for the Czech Republic, that was Matej Skudalak and Quida, who are out on track. Here they are approaching the second fence on course. Combination bringing forward a 31.4 in 24th position overnight. Quida, just an 8-year-old mare. This pair who won the 3-star long at Kopsvar in July. This is only their 3rd international together as a combination. Well, I wish them the best of luck. They're in the early stages of this track, heading down to fence 3 as Nicole Palm and Oak Valley Quickstep at this first water. A little bit of a look before they took that jump in.
14 is for the Czech Republic. Matej Skudalak and the Czech warm-blood 8-year-old mare Quida.
And unfortunately, looks like they've picked up a 20 penalties here. And a second, they already have one on the card from fence 9C. So I think that does mean that will be an elimination for the individual riders from Sweden. So only one rider on track at the moment. The individual from the Czech Republic, Matej Skudalak and Quida. Here they are making their way around now to 6A, B and then 7, that skinny brush after. And a huge leap over that skinny, took a stride out. But some great riding there from Matej. Just sat back and let that stride happen.
Big jumps by Quida, Czech warm-blood mare ridden by the Czech rider Matej Skudalak, 24th.
So the whole course to themselves, heading up now
Czech Republic without a team at this year's Europeans.
Towards fence 8, this let-up fence, this lovely Oxa fence, although it looks wide and imposing. Very simple fence for these horses and riders to negotiate before another combination in the woods at 9A, B and C. Well, great to see. That was unfortunately Keelan McCarthy there walking back, but great to see her back up on her feet after her tumble with Roman's Mr. Kane. Just got out seated after a bit of a big jump, but great to see her back up on her feet and looking well. Well, we're back into our team rotation, second rotation of team riders now. Out the box, it's Tara Murphy, Monbeg Maximus for Ireland. Coming forward with a 34.4 in 38th overnight with this 14-year-old Irish sports horse gelding by Emperor Augustus. Combination who very established at this 3-star level now, multiple top 10 finishes. They were 11th at Mill Street 3-star long in May this year. Well, as Tara's early on in the course, Matej Skudalak and Quida opting to take the longer route here at the first water. Absolutely fine, no jumping penalties occurred for taking that longer route. Just as it implies in the name, we'll take a little bit extra time. It just allows these horses and riders to have options and pick what they feel will be the best route for them and their horse. We'll let Tara Murphy
and the Irish-bred Monbeg Maximus, 38th individual,
safely over fence 4, coming round to the first combination on track.
So we go back now to the team
Matej Skudalak, Quida into this second water.
After dressage with the results of 1:01.
Met the 2 strides very well indeed with those offset boats. We've seen a few people have a wobble in between, but that was very, very straight from the pair. Individual riders, as we say, from the Czech Republic. 31.4 was their score, but Tara Murphy, Mombeg Maximus here at 6 A and B and 7. Safely off the drop. Eyes already on that skinny at 7 and beautifully done out the other side. Just the two riders on track at the moment. We've only had one inside the time, that optimum time of 8 minutes. Tanja de Bleu and the Joker for the Netherlands. They had a lovely speedy round, so they finish on their dressage score of 29.1. That's the only rider inside the time. Will that change with our two riders currently out on track? At the moment, we'll wait and see. Here is our next rider to join us. It is the turn of Mathis Ruder for Germany and Bon Ton. 30.1 was their score from the dressage in 15th position overnight, and a combination with a wealth of experience at the junior level. In fact, were the individual junior champions back in 2022 at Hartbury. 6th last year individually as juniors and part of the team gold medal. So they know what it takes to win a medal at a Youth Europeans, but let's hope they can do it again at the young rider level. They have experience here at Strzegom, second here in the 3-star long in April, where they were clear inside the time. Well, they're out the box and they're looking keen over the first couple of fences. Here, Tara Murphy, Mombeg Maximus. This combination really look like they're eating up the fences so far, having a great time. About midway through the track for the pair. As we're back with Mathis Ruder and Bon Ton. Climbing up this mound to fence 4. Lots of these mounds dotted around here at Strzegom. And our course designer Martin Konaski being very clever with the positioning of these fences, really using those mounds to make these riders have to change gears and focus on the fences.
Individual gold medalist of the junior European
We see course designers being very clever with their positioning of fences, and it really does add character to their cross-country tracks. Now to fence 6A and B, boldly in at 6A, down that step and seen their stride for 7 a long way out, really making it happen there for Mathis Ruder, Bon Ton.
Competing not only in eventing but show jumping as well a few weeks ago.
This combination hardly setting up at these fences, looking very swift indeed. Well, across the finish line there, that's Tara Murphy and Mombeg Maximus. Beg your pardon, that was Mathis Good Luck and Quida. Here is Tara Murphy, Mombeg Maximus, down at the second water. Adding in a stride there at the brush boats, but it doesn't matter because it's worked out well for them. They've got a lovely jump over both elements. And here we see our latest starter waiting in the box. That is Pasquale Miliaccio and Maivatanda Ramella. They'll be joining us shortly.
So, corrected time, of course, for Mathis Gudlak and Quida, 8 minutes
as we have a time in for Mathis Gudlak and Quida. No jumping penalties. 8 minutes 23 seconds over that optimum time. 9.2 time penalties, 40.6 and into 8th on our completed scoreboard. Well, as one finishes, here it is Pasquale Miliaccio and Maivatanda Ramella starting their round. This 12-year-old bringing forward a 32.3 from the dressage phase. 29th is where they sat overnight. Mathis Ruder, Bon Ton at this first water. Doing well there. Matty's having to sit up quite abruptly after that drop in. But still looking strong as they loop back round on themselves to this let up fence at 13. Germany, of course, who were sat in the silver medal position overnight after dressage. So Matthijs will be looking to put in a strong score for that German team. Tara Murphy, Monbeg Maximus, into the final few stages of this cross-country track, still full of gallop, which is great to see as they work their way round now to the combination at 23A and B. Well, here for Italy, Pasquale Migliaccio and Maivatanda Ramella, the pair who were 24th individually last year, and it was Italy last year who took that team gold medal at Montelibretti. And Pasquale was part of that team, so has a team gold medal under their belt at the young rider level. Matthijs Ruda not hanging around at all as he looks back just to check if he's knocked that flag at all, but he is safe. Is at the final combination on track. Tara Murphy, Monbeg Maximus. Doing well to make it happen there, making sure he doesn't fall out through that right shoulder and over the final fence as they cross the line. 8 minutes 12 seconds, 4.8 time penalties to add. 39.2 is the two-phase score for the pair. Matthijs Ruda and Bonton furthest round this track. At the moment, clear over 19. As underway is our latest starter coming forward for Austria. It's the first rider to come forward for Austria. They're just a team of 3. It is Helen Wermer and Innsbruck M. Innsbruck M, this 14-year-old mare, bringing forward a 36.7 in 47th position overnight after dressage. The pair who were top 30 at the Junior Europeans at Hartbury back in 2022. They jumped clear cross country in their last 2 3-star runs. Well, let's hope today we can make it 3. As they're safely underway, Pasquale Migliaccio and Maivatanda Ramella, another one to take the long route here at this first water, not choosing that big drop in, but choosing the roll top. As we say, no jumping penalties occur for that, just the clock is still ticking, so it may cost them a few seconds. Here, Matthijs Ruda, Bonton, having a little bit of a communication there, a discussion before that final water element there at 22C.
So unfortunately one run out at number 10.
Making their way round to the first combination on course. And that's Helena Wermer and Innsbruck M. Pasquale Migliaccio and Maivatanda Ramella round to this second water. Another drop in. Not directly into the water. The horses do land on dry ground. Bit of a hesitation there. It's a combination who unfortunately have already picked up a run out at fence 10. There looks to be a second there at 14B. But all of this is down to the fence judges' discretion. So we'll wait to get confirmation from our fence judges after that run out opting to take the long route. And clear on that second time of asking. So it looks like the fence judges have given them a stop for that hesitation at the first element there at 14, but we'll wait to get all of this confirmed for you. As Matthijs Ruda, Bonton in flying form as they head for home.
Meanwhile, some more problems
over the last.
at,
Now this is a super score for the Germans. No jumping, no time. 4 seconds inside that optimum time. 30.1
now carrying
is what they will
an
finish
additional 40 from the
their
cross-country test.
2 phases on for Mathis Ruder Bonton, and we
119
saw
out
their
of the
penalties
start
picked
box.
up by looks of things
Good
for
luck to
Helen Wormer in Innsbruck M
Bente Bartels from
at
the
fence
Netherlands
7.
and the Hanoverian bred Wilbert Bol. 33rd
As underway
overnight,
for the
dressage
Netherlands.
score of 33.1.
It is Bente Bartels coming forward now with Wilbert Bow. This 15-year-old Hanoverian gelding, 33.5 in 33rd position after dressage.
And a third refusal for Pascal Migliaccio, Salvi results in an
This pair very
elimination
successful on the international stage from 7 international runs.
number 60.
They've been top 10 at the 2 and 3 star level 4 times. So just to keep you in the loop, it does look like Pasquale did get a refusal for that hesitation into the water, and then of course that run out in the water, and they already had a 20 penalties picked up at 10, so that is unfortunately an elimination for the pair for Italy. So just 2 on course at the moment, furthest round here. Helena Wormer and Innsbruck M. They're safely through the first water. It's coming around now to approach the first combination on course. There's Bente Bartels and Wilbert Bow. Second of the team riders for the Netherlands. So Helena carrying that 20 penalties from fence 7.
At number 7 this time, 20.
Safely in over element A there at 14.
Innsbruck M.
Some strong riding meant she was clear there through the 2 boat brushes. Here we get the replay. Looks like Innsbruck M just falling out through the right shoulder a little bit, drifting as they approached it. Had a little bit of a think, but Helena was on her A game to make sure they were clear. Little tap down the shoulder, say yes, we are going. As they have a bit of a gallop down to fence 15. As Bente Bartels back with us with Wilbert Bow. Cruising on over the Oxer there at 8. Bit of a sticky jump, unfortunately, there at 16A. Coming round for 16B and C.
Three, two, one, go. That was the countdown for number 120.
Well, they have a question mark at 14B for a flag for Helena, so we'll wait to have that confirmed. But we have a new starter joining us out on course. Coming forward for Hungary. Hungary, just a team of 3. Another one who are a team of 3. We have a few teams actually just fielding 3 members. It is the turn of Katagoros and Cantharos BP. This 9-year-old KWP gelding, 34.9 was the dressage score in 41st position after dressage.
And we've just seen a knockdown at fence number 18. That's an additional 11 penalties for Helena Wirmer.
Well, there looks to be trouble on course for Bente Bartels and Wilbert Bow. They have had a run out there at 10.
The Dutch pair of Bente Bartels
The first of those brush rolls on these mounds. In fact, they've had 2 run-outs there, so coming round for the all-important 3rd attempt. Safely over on that 3rd time of asking. And no hesitation with the 2nd one either. So they are carrying 60 penalties with them at the moment. As they head down to the first water on track.
So So third time's the charm. After 2 run-outs at number 10, they cleared the third.
Opting for the long route, wise thing to do if you've already picked up jumping penalties out on track. Just want to get the horses home safely. Although this is the young rider class, we see so much maturity in the riding ability of these riders and how they think and how they react out on course. Okay, the Gross there safely through 6 and 7. Well, here Helena Wermer, Innsbruck M heading for home. So they have picked up 1 run out and they have activated a device out on course at fence 18, so carrying 31 penalties as they head for the final few fences. Bente Bartels with us now, back into the water for a second time. Now got to get their line to this skinny, and unfortunately a run out, and that does mean 3 run outs on track. Unfortunately an elimination for the pair, so they will be walking home. Huge jump over the last there for Helena Wermer, Innsbruck M for Austria to complete their round. Get a time for you shortly as we turn our attentions to Marcel Pero-Patu, eventing de FEI, joining us now out on track for Spain. This combination, very, very good jumpers. I'm looking forward to seeing them out on track. They bring forward a 29.9 in 14th position overnight individually, in a very competitive position indeed for a pair that are very good jumpers. They've been clear cross-country in 12 of their last international runs. They've jumped double clear in 11 of those 12 runs. Finished on their dressage score in their last 4 runs as well. This pair can jump, so I cannot wait to see them out on track. Here, Kate Gross and Canthros BP safely through the first water. Another pair who are good jumpers from their 8 international runs, 7 cross-country jumping clears. We do have a lot of strong cross-country horses joining us out on track, which is great to see. Getting in a little close at that guitar upright, but they're clear and heading round for the second water on track. But unfortunately run into trouble there. First refusal. Although the log is not very big, some of the horses come round and get a little bit surprised to see water the other side.
And some difficulties at the
well, looking very confident at this early stages of the track. Marcel Pero-Patu eventing de FEI. And unfortunately a parting of company there in the water for Kate Gross and Canthros BP. What a shame, they jumped in over element A after a refusal, and just unfortunately their party company, so we wait to see it. So glad to see her back up on her feet, just taking her air jacket off, finding her whip. What a shame to have to walk home after that. They looked so confident heading round, so it's only 1 rider on track at the moment. Marcel Pero-Patu eventing de FEI, heading for that let-up fence at fence 8. So out in front, continue to blow the joker. 29.1, Matisse Ruder Bonton in second, 30.1. Only 2 riders clear inside the time as it stands at the moment. But what will we see from our next rider to join us on course? It is Alizé Bourget coming forward with César de Houtkretz for France, this 12-year-old gelding. Combination who were 26th at the Junior Europeans at Hartpury back in 2022. Second team rider coming forward for France. Have a 30.4 from the dressage. in 18th position overnight. Dressage was so competitive. There is really not much between each of these riders on this scoreboard, and this cross-country day could be very influential to that team leaderboard. 0.4 of a time penalty for every second over that optimum time, as Marcel Piropatu of Venting de Fey making their way round to the second water on course. No trouble over that element A, very bold. Having a bit of a wiggle between the two fences, and it does mean, unfortunately, they have a run out there at 14C, just not quite getting the line they would have liked into 14B. So they didn't quite get the line to line up for 14C, so 20 penalties to add there as they continue on track.
And this is a run out in the big water.
Elise Bourget and Suze de Hout-Kretz coming round now to 6A, B and then 7. This is another fence that's caused a few issues so far today. Very bold over element 8. Meant they got quite close to the step, skip off, but done very well to find their line to 7. Now this combination look very confident and bold at this early stages of the track, which is great to see. If she can manage it, it'll be great to see. Occasionally, they can run into trouble from jumping too big, but at the moment, they're okay. No trouble 16A, B or C there for Marcel and Venting de Fey. Really kicking on as they head on down to 17 and 18. A long stretch of gallop for the pair. Lovely long stretches of gallop on this course here in Strzegom. Really allows these riders to open these horses up a bit before they have to close down again for combinations. Now these two fences separately numbered. Looping right-handed round for the next combination there at 19A and B.
It is go time for another Polish rider. Good luck to Katarzyna Brandis and the Irish breds.
So we have our next starter joining us on course coming forward for Poland.
35th overnight.
It is Katarzyna Brandis and Saloska. Before the 33.9 from dressage in 35th position. Overnight, this 9-year-old Irish sports horse gelding. This pair who've had success here at Strzegom. They were 5th here back in June in the 3-star long jump to clear cross country then. So let's hope they can replicate that again here today. Safely over the first few fences on track. These fences there just to settle horses and riders into a rhythm before the first combination coming up at fence 5. Taking quite an inside line as they approach the rail 4. Looking to save every second possible. As we say, only 2 riders so far inside the time. That Tony Deblo and Mathis Ruda. No surprise, both of them at the top end of the leaderboard. 29.1 the score to beat at the moment. So Marcel Piropatu unfortunately picking up another run out, this time at the final water combination. So they'll come round for a second attempt. At 22C. Venting de Fey just not too keen on the water today. Well, unfortunately, a third run out does mean that elimination for the pair. So they'll be walking home. What a shame, so close to home. I'm sure we'll see them back to fight another day. So Katarzyna Brandis and Saloska skipping on through 6A, B and 7. Great to see Marcel Piropatu just allowing Venting de Fey to walk in the water. Venting de Fey having a little bit of a look and a spook earlier, but true horsemanship, although it's not gone to plan, just allowing the horse to educate and learn from the experience. True maturity and horsemanship. Well, Elise Bourget and CH-EU-J de Kretz going well so far, but this is a lady that we will keep a very close eye on, our overnight leader for Great Britain. It is the turn of Jasmine Underwood and Indian Girl G. They produced a stunning dressage test of 23. In fact, it was 23.6 to leave them out in front individually. They are, of course, part of the British team as well, the second team rider to come forward for the Brits. So we look forward to seeing them out on course. Big jump into the water there for Katarzyna Brandis and Sal Oscar. And a really bold jump out the other side. This combination looking like they're loving this cross-country course so far, safely over 12A and B. Around the halfway mark as they swim back on themselves to the guitar upright at 13. Now, how will they cope with this second water? We've seen a few issues here so far today. Let's see. Looking very confident over the A element. Got to find their line. They've done that to A, to B, I should say, and see some good riding there, because that could have easily been a run out. But Katarzyna making sure that she had the shoulder and was clear while still jumping very exuberantly right the way to the end of the course here. There's Elise Bourget and CH-EU-J de Kretz to complete their rounds. I'll get a time for them for you very shortly. But here, our overnight leader and the second team rider for Team GB, again, who are leading overnight, Jasmine Underwood, Indian Girl G. This is a very established combination now, multiple top 10 finishes at the 3-star level for the pair. As I can give you a time, we have our third rider inside the time, Elise Bourget and CH-EU-J de Kretz. Fantastic round from them, clear inside the time, 2 seconds inside that time, 30.4. What they finish on after cross country, and we'll head into show jumping. They go into third place on the overall leaderboard at this current stage of competition. So 3 inside the time. Will we see more from our next few riders? We'll wait and see. Katarzyna Brandis and Sal Oscar coming down now to 17 and 18. Looking good so far for this pair.
Do 18 przeszkody Katarzyna Brandis bezbłędnie.
Working their way around to this combination here at 19, these two skinny rolls. Again, you can see where Martin Konarski's used the mounds for these combinations just to make them a little bit harder. Jasmine Underwood here approaching the first water. Well, Jasmine Underwood, Indian Girl G, have had so much success at the junior level, been 11th individually at the last 2 junior Europeans, but also picking up that team gold on home soil at Hartbury in 2022, and then the silver last year in Montelebretti as a team. And she's really making waves so far at the young rider level as well. Over the halfway mark as she loops round to the guitar upright. As absolutely flying at this early stage, of course, is our latest starter, Carolina Rodriguez Pastor and Pluton de Llamos for Spain. This 14-year-old gelding. They bring forward a 40 dressage in 51st position overnight.
Team
Jasmine
Silver
Underwood
last year
here
at
at the second water.
Europeans in Montelibretti, individually 11th.
Very, very straight over those two offset brushes.
This year, the winners of the 3-star shots in Nani in Great Britain in June.
Well, it looks like, unfortunately, a run out there for our latest starter, Karolina and Pluton de Amos.
Oj, ostatnia trudna kombinacja i na tej kombinacji wyłamanie.
And trouble, I'm afraid, as well for
And
Katarzyna Brandis and Sal Oscar, so close to home.
The B element of number 23, sadly for the home rider Katarzyna Brandis and Sal Oscar.
So they're just regathering their thoughts as they come round for a second attempt. She's lost her stirrup and is just trying to navigate her issue. In fact, she was clear there, just having a little bit of a scramble after. So great to see that no penalties at the moment on the scoreboard for the pair.
As many have had before this time for Carolina Rodriguez Pastor from Spain.
Jasmine Underwood going well over 19A and B. As Varane Lecourt joins us on track with Baron de Tat. Coming forward now for the French team. 29.7, their dressage score in 13th position overnight. This combination who were 15th at the Young Rider Europeans last year, part of the team that placed 4th there. Well, there looks to be a few penalties picked up here from Karolina and Pluton de Amos. They've had one run out at 7, which we saw, and one at 9C, so carrying penalties with them as they come down to approach the first water, opting to go for that longer route. No, in fact, they're very bold over the direct route. Looking as keen as ever through that straight element.
They are competing only individually.
Oh, Jasmine Underwood, Indian Girl G. So close to home here through that final water. Can they be our 4th rider clear inside the time? Well, it will cement them at the top of the leaderboard. They were leading after dressage. What can they do here on cross country? Well, look, Carolina and Pluton de Amos coming round now to the second water combination. Just got to find their line for these offset skinnies. Doing an amazing job over the two. She did well to find her line after that big jump in. Well, I can confirm that she's heading to the final fence now. Jasmine Underwood, Indian Girl G. And she's clear, nothing to add on the jumping front, 2.8 time, so she finishes 26.4. Still in the lead, so a great round there from Jasmine Underwood, Indian Girl G, just picking up that 2.8 time penalties for 7 seconds over the optimum time. So Jasmine Underwood out in front, Tony Deblon in second, and Matisse Ruder in third as it stands. I can confirm that Katarzyna Brandis and Sal Oscar did pick up a 20 penalties at the penultimate fence there we saw earlier, but unfortunately a third run out on track there for Karolina and Pluton de Amos. So that does look like it will be an elimination for the pair.
127, that's our next pair. It is Michelle Swinkels.
As underway is our next starter. It is Michelle Swinkels, and coming forward with Flora de Hydrocon, this 13-year-old chestnut mare. Pair who bring forward a dressage score of 40.6.
And after the third run out, that means an elimination for Carolina Rodriguez Pastor from Spain and Pluton de Ramosas. With 126 on the back, that is
Well, going well so far
with Baron d'Etat
for the French.
circling.
It is
over
Nicole
34 is to come back
Varane Nicole, I
to
should
the
say,
big
and Baron
water
d'Etat
for the second time.
safely over the first water, as Michelle and
Nicole is
Florette
riding
de
Baron
Hydrocom,
d'Etat.
individual
Once again
riders
by
for the
Damiano.
Netherlands.
13th individually riding with 29.
Back with Varane Nicole, Baron d'Etat.
15th pair of
Baron d'Etat
last
looking
year's, European
very
Championships
keen
young riders.
as they head round to this
All placed
second
there with the
water.
French team. This year,
Sat up
Varane
quickly
and Baron d'Etat
to
were
find their
part of
line
the
now
winning
to
French
the brush
team.
boats. Well, they are
Check
not
with the
hanging
Strzegom
around.
Stars
This could be our
Nations
fourth
Cup,
rider
Nations
inside the
Cup.
time, because she is
9
absolutely flying at the moment.
individual
Varane Nicole,
and
Baron
was,
d'Etat.
the rider's debut on the 4-star level. Last year, they
What a
were the
beautiful
winners of
job
the 3-star
through the
long
first
finish in
combination there
Marsbergen.
for Michelle Swinkles and Florette de Hydroncourt. Heading around now to 6A, B and 7. This combination who were established at this 3-star level. Their last 5 runs have jumped double clear in 4 of them. Not even a waiver through that tricky combination there at 6A, B and 7. Here now at 16, just looking back to check she hadn't knocked any flags, and she's safe and clear for Varane Nicole, Baron d'Etat. Going very well indeed as she heads on down now to these white rails.
29,7, 13 miejsce w tej chwili.
Safely over them.
W zeszłym roku na 4. miejscu
Riding as
na 15
individuals
indywidualnie.
for
Możecie
France.
zobaczyć, jak mocny skład mają Francuzi, że Amazonka z takimi wynikami nie załapała się do pierwszej czwórki.
Well, out the box, another individual rider coming forward. Another one for France. It is the turn of Lilou Ducosta. And she's coming forward with De Laurento Astral, this 11-year-old mare. They bring forward a 30.3 and 16th position overnight after the dressage.
Na trasie Michel Swinkes i koń Florette Direncot, koń po Ogierze Dancer Hero.
Pair who have had recent success on the cross country at the 3-star level, jumped clear in their last 3 3-star runs.
W długich 3 gwiazdkach w czerwcu w Marsbergen. I te pary oglądamy na dużym kompleksie
Well,
wodnym.
Michelle Swinkles and Florette de Hydroncourt safely into the first water, the first time they get their feet wet. 3 water combinations on this track, that optimum time of 8 minutes, which we've seen 3 riders make at the moment. Total distance 4,400 metres of cross-country track for these young riders.
Po ujeżdżeniu 30,3 punktu karnego na koncie.
Here the final water combination for Varane Nicole, Baron d'Etat, making their way round now to the final combination on track at 23A and B. However, some great riding there from Michelle Swinkles and Florette de Hydroncourt. Here the final combination, this brush and then to this skinny. With that little bit of a hill, it really does encourage these horses to drift towards the right. But Varane doing a super job of keeping the straightness. And I will get a confirmed score to you in a second, but that looks like she made the time. She looks very, very happy indeed. She really did look like she was motoring the whole way round, and she has in fact made the time 1 second inside that optimum time. Nothing to add. Cross country jumping 29.7 and into third, just ahead of Mathis Ruda and Bonton there for Varane Nicole, Baron d'Etat. Super round for the French. Well, Michelle Swinkles and Florette de Hydroncourt still going well. Safely over at 15, and that combination there at 16. Really galloping down to 17 and 18 here, just starting to put the handbrake on and set up for that big white oxer. For again, these rails on that mound, providing that little bit extra challenge, having these mounds on the course, making these riders go through the gears, but still making sure they've got enough impulsion heading up the mound for the question on the top. Just some clever cross-country design in there from Martin Kolaski. Well, our next rider to join us on track, an individual rider coming forward now. It is Jemima Howden and ALS Russian Rolex. This pair who bring forward a 31.9 in 28th position. After the dressage, this 11-year-old Bay Geldin. Well, she's lost her stirrup jumping into the first water, but that doesn't cause her any trouble at all. For Lilou de Castin and Delorao de Astral, some very good balance and cross-country riding shown there. As Jemima Howden safely over the first few fences on course. This combination who have jumped double clear in their last 2 3-star runs. It's back with Lilou and Delorao de Astral onto this second water combination. Jemima Howden now approaching the first combination on course, these tables. Nicely over both elements there. Taking a rather long stride at the final water combination there at element B for Michelle Swinkles and Florent de Hydrocourt. Really taking a stride out, a little bit of a scramble over the fence, but they are very close to home. It's Jemima Howden looking bold with ALS Russian Rolex. As Lilou de Castin over 16A, B and C through the more intense part of the course. While crossing the finish line there, Michelle Swinkles, Florette de Hydrocourt looks to be clear on the jumping front. We will get a time for you as soon as we can.
Michelle Swinkles and Florette Direncourt cross the finish line. The time shows 8 minutes and 28 seconds.
Well, the time is in for Michelle. No jumping penalties, 11.2 time penalties. Complete the course 8 minutes 28 seconds. So 51.8 is their 2-phase score. As our next rider to join us out on track for Denmark, riding as an individual, it's Caroline Larsen and Allerup Gans Fantastique. This 9-year-old Hanoverian mare, bringing forward a smart test of 29.6 yesterday. Sat in 12th overnight, so in a very competitive position. This combination who have experience at the junior level, they were 28th last year. Back to Jemima Howden. ALS Russian Rolex taking a huge stride out there at element B of the first water. Heading back round before the guitar upright at 13. Some really great riding there from Jemima. Again, just showing the fitness and balance of these riders. Got to have an incredible core to be able to sit to jumps like this.
11.2 for today's cross-country test.
Well, how will she cope now with this second water combination? Beautiful jump in, eyes already on these offset boats. making it happen over the two. She really had to be bold there and say, come on, let's go. She did exactly that, pats down the neck. And that is what cross-country riding is about sometimes, making it happen. We're heading towards the end of their track now, Lilou de Costin and De Lorient d'Astrel. Just 3 jumping efforts left for them as Caroline Larson at the early stages of the course. Another one to take a long stride out there. Lilou de Costin and De Lorient d'Astrel over the final fence and crossing the finish line. Looks to be clear on the jumping front for that pair. We'll get a time shortly. It's very smoothly over 6A, B and 7 there for Caroline Larson. Jemima Howden still riding very strongly over 16. Having a look back to see if she's knocked any of the flags. Well, a time in for Lilou de Costin and De Lorient d'Astrel. Well, a very well timed round indeed. No jumping. Bang on that optimum time. 8 minutes is that optimum time. They were exactly that. So they will finish on 30.3 into 5th. But unfortunately, a clip activated there by Jemima Howden, ALS, Russian Rolex. So that will be an 11 penalties added. We have the replay here. ALS Russian Rolex just landing in the middle of that oxer, and that's what those clips are for. They're there for safety. So it will be a shame to have an 11 penalties. However, they are there for a safety device, and they can now continue on with the rest of the course and looking good over 19. Well, our next rider to join us on track for Switzerland, it's the turn of Brooke Schmidt coming forward now, with Mathurin Vidi Vogelsang, 14-year-old gelding, pair who stepped up to this freestyle level this year. Their best result coming as a 5th place at Protoni in the 3-star long in May. Here Caroline Larson and her upguards fantastique. This combination eating up the cross-country fences so far. They loop their way back round towards the second water combination on track.
Last year in Monte Libretti at the Europeans. Holds by Favorit Ask, out of by Contendro. We've seen a knockdown
safely over the guitar upright there.
For Jemima Howden and ALS Russian Rolex.
A little bit of a discussion on the way into this second water. Got their line beautifully, so straight over those 2 offset boats. They've caused some issues today, but not a problem at all for Caroline Larson and her upguards fantastique. Jemima Howden, huge jump over that B element there at 22. She's heading for home now. Just 3 jumping efforts left for her as Brooke Schmidt and Mathurin Vidi Vogelsang at the early stages of the track. Here at the final combination, it is Jemima Howden very nicely over those 2 elements. No drifting to the right like we've seen previously from other competitors. She jumps the last to complete her round. That unfortunate 11 penalties picked up out at fence 17.
8 minutes and 17 seconds.
Getting in close, adding a stride there for Brooke Schmidt, but safely through the red and white flags, and that's what matters. So time in for Jemima Howden. As we said, the 11 penalties, 6.8 times, 17 seconds over the optimum time. 49.7 will be the two-phase score for the pair. So 2 on course at the moment. Caroline Larson here. And her upguards fantastique. Individual riders from Denmark furthest round the track. Heading to 19A and B.
132 out of the starting box. Good luck to
effortlessly over those 2 elements. Well, it wasn't 2 for very long because Isney O'Donnell now leaves the start box, coming forward with Vital DKZ, the 3rd team rider coming forward for Ireland. On to our third rotation of team riders. Vital DKZ, this 9-year-old chestnut gelding, bringing forward a 33.3 from the dressage in 32nd position overnight. This pair who picked up 4th place at 3-star long back in June and Mallow. And if they can get around this cross country safely, I look forward to watching them jump tomorrow. Clear show jumping in their last 2 3-star runs.
W teamie Irlandii Isney O'Donnell I koń Vital DKZ.
Looking bold at the early stage of this track.
na trasie.
Making their way around to the rail fence here at 4.
Z Irlandii w zespole irlandzkim 33,3 punktu, 32 miejsce.
So cross country action in full swing as we're over halfway in our young riders. But I do believe that we have gone and spoken to our overnight leader from the dressage and now our leader currently after cross country. Well, back on course and safely through 6A, and then 7 is Isney O'Donnell, Vital DKZ. This pair looking to be going well so far as Caroline Larson and her upguards at Fantastique has crossed the finish line. I'll get a confirmed result from them shortly, but this is Brooke Schmidt and Mathrin VD Vogel Z. Looking like a nice round so far for the pair, safely over that combination there at 16A, B and C. Well, in fact, a time in for Caroline Larson and her upguards Fantastique. No jumping penalties, just 4.8 time. It's only 12 seconds over the optimum time. So that means they finished 34.4 into 8th place. But from one team rider to another, we're now joined by Zoe.
Jasmine, it's lovely to have you here.
Hi, it's lovely to be here. Thank you.
How do you feel after all these nice words of support of your team? It's amazing.
It's amazing. It's a feeling like no other. I don't think it can really be explained. Like the rush going around the cross country and just coming back from it. I'm shaking more now afterwards than I was before.
Yeah, you're really spurts woman. I can see that when I saw you on the cross country. What do you find the most difficult in this cross country? Because it's a really technical one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a lovely course when I walked it. Like everything's there to be jumped. It's built beautifully. All of the fences are just amazing. I think the most difficult thing for me was learning the track and knowing where I was going. I haven't got the best memory anyway, so lots of walking around, finding my points at where I was going to get the quickest lines that I could to get as close to the time as I could, but it was just so fun to ride around.
But also your horse was really brave, isn't it?
Yeah, she is incredible. She loves the cross country. I think it's both of our strongest phase. I was really nervous coming into it. Never been under that much pressure going into a cross country round before, but I just had to say to myself, forget what happened the other day. I know that she's amazing cross country. I know that I ride well cross country, and just had to focus on that.
That's lovely. I need to ask you that. I think I know your answer, but I will ask you. What's your goal now?
Wow, show jumping tomorrow. Probably, definitely the phase I get most nervous for anyway. So I've just got to try and breathe. Hope that she comes out feeling good, but I know that she can jump, and whatever happens tomorrow, I just could not be more thrilled with her. How she went today, how she went on Thursday in the dressage. Not the score I was expecting to get. Like, I really badly wanted a sub 30. I feel like I've been so close for so long, but yeah, I was just so thrilled to get the score I got. she was incredible, and I feel like it's been a long time coming. And I mean, what better place to do it?
Best of luck for you. Fingers crossed. Have a little bit of relax and then go ahead tomorrow. Thank you so much, Jasmine, to have you here. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us, and stay with us. We're going to have some more interviews up here.
Well, it's so great to hear from our leader so far there. That's, of course, Jasmine Underwood, Indian Girl G. As on cross-country, Isney O'Donnell having a little bit of an awkward jump through at 16A, B and C, but now coming down to approach and happily clear 17 and 18. As Caroline Larson and Anna Upgards Fantastique have completed their round. Into 8th place, as we said, on that 34.4. As this is our latest starter coming forward for Italy. It is Camilla Luciani and Athena Condoylin. Athena Condoylin is 18-year-old mare. As this is Zoe Deutzen coming with Alemannia for Germany. This pair about halfway round their track, looking good, as Camilla Luciani and Athena Condoylin here at the early stages. This pair were 8th individually at the Young Rider Europeans last year, also part of that Team Gold. And Zoe Deutzen and Alemannia work their way round to the second water combination on track. Extremely boldly in, and she's having to do well to find her line to the skinny brushes. Some very, very nice cross-country riding there from Zoe. Could have been easy to have a bypass to the right there, but some very quick thinking meant they were swiftly through that second water combination. Bit of an awkward jump into the final water combination. Getting in close out the other side there for Isney O'Donnell, Vital DKZ. Just 3 jumping efforts left for this Irish pair. The third team rider for the Irish. As very swiftly over 6A and B, and now 7 there. Camilla Luciani.
Italy. Just to remind you, the
Isney O'Donnell, 1 fence left between her and home. As she jumps the last to complete her round.
134 is Camilla Luciani.
Get a time in very shortly. Looks to be clear on the jumping front for the pair.
An 18-year-old German-bred mare by Quando. Riding with 36.2.
So Isney's time in. No jumping, 11.2 time, 44.5 and into 16th position. Just ahead of Jemima Howden, ALS Russian Rolex. Zoe Deutzen and Alemannia. Furthest round the track at the moment. As our next rider joins us out on course. Coming forward for Austria, second of their team riders. It is the turn of Magdalena Zellhofer, Highlight RZ. This 11-year-old mare. They bring forward dressage score of 34.6 in fact, in 39th position overnight. Camilla Luciani, Athena Condoylin. Pair that scored 36.2 in the dressage yesterday. Combination who've been double clear in the last 2 out of the 3-star runs. As we mentioned, a member of that Team Gold medal last year at the Young Rider Europeans on home soil in Montelibretti. Still looking bold over the halfway mark, full of running coming round to this second water fence. Getting close, but they're clear. Just gives them time to set up. And unfortunately, that is a 20 penalties there at 14C. What a shame for the Italian pair. So they come round for their second attempt. No trouble on that second time of asking. So as we say, 20 penalties will be on the scorecard for them. Heading towards home now at this penultimate fence. Zoe Doyson, Alemania. Not looking too bad on the time. We get you the confirmed time shortly, but could be a very, very useful score for the Germans. Looking back as she went down that step to see if she's activated that pin, but she hadn't. That's Magdalena Zellhofer and Highlight RZ. So time in for Zoe Doyce and Alemania, who have just finished. No jumping penalties. 1.6 time, just 4 seconds over that optimum time there. So that means they finish on 29.7 into fourth place, just ahead of fellow teammate Mathis Ruder and Bon Ton. So the German contingent looking very strong indeed. Camilla Luciani, Athena Condoylin here, furthest round the track at the moment, carrying that 20 penalties from that second water, but safely through the combination at 16. And these white rails at 17 and 18.
Rusza kolejna para, Magdalena Zellhofer z Austrii. Na koniu Highlight RZ, koń wyhodowany w Austrii po podlucie Szamal, a co ciekawe, matka po świetnym skoczku.
Lovely jump there at 19, that combination. As it looks like we have a new starter joining us on course for the Netherlands. It is Splinter Bergsma and Vigo Key SRZ.
Matthias Ruder is here with me. Hello, Matthias. How do you feel?
I'm very happy about the round today. Bonton was just perfect. The course is really tough. I think a lot of fences, a lot of questions, but he managed it like a pro, and yeah, my feeling is just over the moon.
I was really, really excited about your start because Bonton was bred up here.
Yeah.
How do you find this horse? How do you describe it?
I find this horse over Dirk Schrade. He is based at us in Schleswig-Holstein in Germany, and he came from Paweł Spisak, from the Polish rider.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky to have this horse. It's our third year now. We're one team. It's our
He's
way.
really brave, isn't he?
He is very brave. He's a top horse in show jumping as well. Normally, he's a perfect dressage horse as well. Sometimes a bit nervous, so it was a bit unlucky yesterday in the dressage. But after this round today, I'm just very happy with him.
You said that the cross country was quite difficult.
Yes.
What do you find the most difficult? The technical part, wasn't it?
I think the most technical part are the water jumps. The huge jumps into the water, and then there came really fast the next fence. So you have to be concentrated. You have to set up all to be ready for the next fence. And I think this is the most technical part in this course.
And how do you feel before tomorrow?
I'm feeling very positive because I know I have a good show jumper. Myself, I think I can ride show jumping quite good. So I have a positive feeling, and I'm really looking forward.
Lovely. So finger crossed for you and for your team. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being with us. Thank you for being with us, and stay with us.
Wow, lovely to hear from Mathis Ruder there, and Bon Ton was his ride on cross country. They were the second clear round inside the time today. Great to hear these riders' point of view from their rounds. Well, out on track here we have Magdalena Zellhofer coming down to the skinny combination here at 19. No trouble through that combination. That little dip in the middle, just adding that extra element of technicality, but causes no problems for them. Well, across the finish line we had Camilla Luciani, Athena Condoylin. 20 jumping penalties picked up, 10 time. So a total of 66.2 will be their two-phase score. as here is our latest starter, Tiana Montero Balaketh and Dibalbi for Spain. Well, as they start about midway round the course, Splinter Bergsma and Vigo Key SRZ here at the first water on track. This combination who've been to the last 3 Junior European Championships, taking that step up to young riders now. As Tiana Montero Balaketh here. They bring forward a dressage score of 38.2 and 49th position overnight. This pair who placed 4th in the Madrid 3-star long back in May.
49th individually, riding with 38.2.
To this final water combination, still as brave as ever, but unfortunately that runs them into trouble there. For Magdalena Zellhofer, Highlight RZ, a little bit too brave into the water as they bypass that element C. No trouble on the second time of asking.
For Magdalena Zellhofer and Highlight RZ.
Here's Splinter Bergsma at the second water. Swiftly through that with no trouble. So now this final combination for Magdalena Zellhofer, Highlight RZ. Just the final fence left for the pair. That late 20 penalties picked up on their scorecard, but the rest of the round looked so brave. Splinter Bergsma, Vigo Key SRZ. Going very well so far, well over the halfway point. Tania Montero Balaketh. Safely over the early fences as we're back with Splinter.
Dzisiaj wynosi równe 8 minut. No i potem jeszcze skoki, gdzie za zrzutkę mamy 4 punkty, a za przekroczenie normy czasu tak samo jak na krosie, 0,4.
Heading into the final few stages of the course as our next rider to join us out on track. It is the turn of Valentin Quitedeslan and Casanova Dems coming forward for France. They bring forward a dressage score of 29.5, just outside the top 10 overnight in 11th place. Casanova Dems is 12-year-old gelding, the pair who won Jari 3-star long back in May. And the third team rider coming forward for France. France, of course, who was sat in that bronze medal position overnight after the dressage.
So it was a very fast round despite the run-outs. Magdalena Zellhofer and Highlight RZ. 8 minutes, 8 seconds.
As Tania Montero Balaketh Dibalbi here at the first water. Safely in, got to sit up quick to find their line to the skinny, take a big jump over that. She loses her stirrup but is quickly regained. Just shows the balance of these riders. They don't need their stirrups for this full track. Splinter Bergsma coming towards the end of their cross-country round now with Vigo Key SRZ. Flying over the last, the number bib goes, but that doesn't matter, as we'll have a time for you surely. Looked like a fantastic round for the pair, for the Netherlands. Could be a very useful team score indeed. We will wait for that time to come in and be confirmed. Well, some strong riding there from Tanya to make sure she was clear through that second water combination as the time is in for Sprinterbergs, but Vigoki SRZ. No jumping penalties, no time penalties, 15 seconds inside that optimum time, 30.6 is what they will finish on, into 9th place on the leaderboard. They become our 6th combination clear inside the time. And we have 15 more riders to join us on track, so we may see some more. We'll have to wait and see, but this is our next rider to join us on track. Zuzanna Bukowska and Gracia for Poland. Here at 16A, B, and now C. For Spain, Tania Montero Balaguez de Balbi. They're furthest round the track at the moment. As our latest starter is underway, Zuzanna Bukowska and Gracia. 30.9 was their dressage score, sat in 22nd after the dressage with this 12-year-old mare by Chaco Fly. This pair who won the Young Rider 3-star short here in June. So Strzegom already a happy hunting ground for the combination. That's looking incredibly bold out of that first water there. Valentin Quetetaslan and Casanova Dems for France.
Zuzanna Borkowska, the Polish national champion for young riders.
As Zuzanna
She's riding the
Borkowska.
Polish-bred mare Gracia by
Gracia. Got a lovely big gallop over the first 3 fences, keeping that up, coming down to this rail at 4 before the first combination on this track. Coming at fence 5, the first few fences, just settling these horses and riders into their cross-country rhythm. Bit of a hesitant jump into that second water there for Casanova Dems. But some good riding there from Valentin Quetetaslan. Means they are clear through all 3 elements and really kicking on after these riders, conscious of the time, the optimum time, 8 minutes exactly for these young riders across 4,400 metres of cross-country track, I should say.
Dobry wynik Zuzanny Borkowskiej w ujeżdżeniu 30,9. Zwyciężczyni konkursu młodych jeźdźców podczas tegorocznego Strzegom Horse Trials.
Over that let-up fence there. That table at 21 for Valentin Quetetaslan, Casanova Dems. Although it's big and imposing, it is a bit of a let-up fence for these horses and riders, very capable of skipping on over that before another combination comes up here at 22A and B. Another huge jump in, doing well to sit up and get that line to 22B. Just 3 jumping efforts left for this Spanish pair.
138 is
Valentin Quetetaslan and Casanova Dems loop their way round to 19. These skinny brushes. Combination that's rode very well so far today. Well, at this penultimate fence here, it is Tania Montero Balaguez looking to be coming home with a clean sheet of jumping, just the final fence left for them. Skip on over that to complete their round, and we get the time for that combination with you very, very shortly. As our next rider has joined us on track, it is Martina Ambrosetti for Italy and Fernhill Trendsetter.
And the time for Tania Montero Velasquez is 9 minutes and
as we're back now with
from today's cross country.
Our combination from Poland, Zuzanna Bukowska and Gracia. They did pick up a run out at 9C, so they're carrying 20 penalties with them as Valentin Queteteslan and Casanova Dems working their way into the latter stages of this track now, heading round for this final water combination at 22. Zuzana Bukowska and Gracia heading to this second water, getting in close, having a bit of a look. She's lost her stirrup, but staying in balance over B and C. That is some beautiful cross-country riding right there. Wouldn't have even known that she'd lost her stirrup over those two elements. She found her line and stuck to it. As Martina Ambrosetta and Fernhill trendsetter here at 6A, boldly over 6A, down the drop. Now got to find their line to 7. Well, they were very straight over that big, wide, skinny fence at 7.
8 minutes and 2 seconds for Valentin Queteteslan and Casanova. So that will be just 0.8.
Zuzana Bukowska and Gracia here at 16A, B and C.
Individual rider Martina Ambrosetti and the Irish bred Fernhill trendsetter, riding with 38.5.
Zuzanna Borkowska, zrzutka na 16C.
Going well so far for Poland. As we say, they are carrying that 20 penalties, unfortunately, from 9C. This is the third and final rider for Poland. Poland just a team of 3. And unfortunately pick up another 20 penalties out on track. The first rider we've seen to have a problem here at 19, that those skinny fences. So she'll come round for a second attempt, but the all-important third attempt. These riders only allowed 3 run-outs or refusals on course.
Martina Ambrosetti na koniu Fernhill trendsetter.
No trouble on the second time of asking that. And out over element B at 19 for Zuzana Bukowska and Gracia.
Włosi bronią tytułu. W zeszłym roku byli na swoim terenie.
While taking the longer route there, Martina Ambrosetti, Fernhill trendsetter for Italy. As we see underway our latest starter for Germany, Isabel von Roda coming forward with Bob. Combination who bring forward a 27.4 in 4th place overnight. Well, a good round on the cross country here. Really could rocket them up the leaderboard. If they're clear inside the time, they will go into 2nd place individually. They're riding as individuals for Germany. So all to play for out on this Martin Konarski track. You can't quite etch ahead of Indian Girl G, Jasmine Underwood. Well, a hesitation there as they enter the water for Martina Ambrosetti and Fernhill trendsetter. So we'll wait to get confirmation for the fence judges if they have awarded that at 20 penalties. Well, Isabel von Roda and Bob nicely through 6A, B and then 7 the skinny. And Zuzana Bukowska, Gracia towards the latter stages of the track. This is the final water combination they're approaching here at 22A. And doing a very, very good job to find that B element. Her reins were long, but that's the trust and the partnership between horse and rider can really come to fruition out on the cross-country course. And we see it there with Zuzana Bukowska and Gracia. So at the minute on the scoreboard, it looks like a clear so far for Martina Ambrosetti, Fernhill trendsetter. Zuzana Bukowska, Gracia heading towards the final fence on course as they jump that to complete their round. carrying a couple of runouts, and actually they activated a device at 16C, so 51 penalties at the moment as they cross the finish line. Obviously wait for any time to be awarded as well.
Startował w 3-osobowym składzie, 3 Amazonki.
So time is in 9 minutes, so a minute over the optimum time. 105.9 will be the two-phase score for Zuzana and Gracia. Pushing on now as they head on down to the let-up fence at 16. As here, Martina Ambrosetti, Fernhill trendsetter, heading for home, running alongside Isabel von Roeder and Bob, as they work their way around to the final water combination on track.
Izabela von Roeder z Niemiec na koniu Bob jedzie tylko indywidualnie.
Narrow combination furthest round this cross-country track.
Może jest poza ekipą, 27,4. Czwarte miejsce w tej chwili.
Nicely into the water, got to sit up quick to find their line out over that final element. They do exactly that.
W tym roku druga w 3 długich gwiazdkach w Lumilen.
Well, springing over the 6A and B, getting a bit of an awkward jump there at 7. Sinje Vanstrad and Allen for Sweden. So Martina Ambrosetti, Fernhill trendsetter. Just one fence between them and home as they jump that to complete their round. But unfortunately, it looks to be a parting of company there for Sinje Anstrad and Allen. That looks to be at fence 9. I'll get that confirmed for you. It was in fact at 9A, so unfortunately that is an elimination, but fantastic to see Sinje back up on her feet. Well, coming forward now, a individual rider for Finland. It is Anselmi Leho with Krogarden Tenor. Krogarden Tenor, this 11-year-old.
6 seconds, 18.4 for the time.
They bring forward a dressage score of 32.7 in 31st overnight. The pair who were 26th at the Junior Europeans last year. They were in fact at the Junior Europeans the year before at Hartbury 2022, 45th there. Now taking the step up to the young rider level. Well, a pair that have a very, very good cross-country record from their last 12 international runs at 2 and 3 star level. They've been clear cross-country jumping in all of them. So let's see what they can do out on this track here today in Strzegom.
Bezbłędnie też Martina Ambrosetti z Włoch na koniu Fernhill trendsetter.
So time in for Martina Ambrosetti and Fernhill trendsetter, our latest finishers. No jumping penalties, 18.4 time, so 56.9 is their two-phase score into 23rd position. Well, a lady we keep a close eye on, Isabella von Roeder, Bob, heading towards home. 3 jumping efforts left and a clear inside the time will put her into 2nd place on our leaderboard. Let's see what she can do over the final few fences. As Anselmi Leho. Isabella, got to sit up quick to make sure she gets that turn to the element B. She's done very well to make that happen, and over the last fence, she looks absolutely delighted. She knows it was a good round, but we'll wait and see on the confirmed time as to if she can move herself up the leaderboard. In fact, she can. Clear jumping, 1.2 time penalties. That's only 3 seconds over the optimum time. 28.6 and into 2nd place there for Isabella von Roeder and Bob. So Jasmine Underwood still leading the way with Indian Girl G, 26.4. Isabella just moved up then into 2nd, 28.6. Tanya de Blois, the Joker, in 3rd, 29.1. But we still have riders left to go. In fact, we have 10. And the next rider to join us out the box is Ellen Douglas, coming forward as an individual rider for Ireland down Shire Rock. They're about to leave the start box. 34.3 was the dressage score, 37th overnight, and my gosh, don't they look keen to join us out on track.
Sorry, 28.6.
This 10-year-old Irish sports horse mare.
144. Time to go for Ellen Douglas from Ireland and down.
The pair who picked up a fifth at the Freestar Long and Mallow in June this year.
Cruz riding with 34.3.
Clear cross country in their last 5 international runs. Well, let's hope they can make it 6 here today. As we say, riding as individuals for Ireland. So 2 riders on track at the moment. Here our latest starter, Ellen Douglas, down Shire Rock. Lovely big gallop on this horse at this early stage of this track. As we said, the optimum time of 8 minutes. We have had 5 riders make the time so far. And we have 9 more riders to join us out on track. So we'll wait and see if we can have any more meet that optimum time. Well, here, Salmi Laiho and Crew Garden Tenor have a bit of a question mark over a flag at fence 7, but into this second water. Safely over the 2 brush boats in that water fence at the first combination here now. Ellen Douglas down Shire Rock.
44.
So it looks that the question mark on the flag has been removed from Anselmi Leho's scorecard at the minute.
5th place for them in this year's 3-star Long in Mallow in June.
Ellen Douglas down Shire Rock. Now approaching this combination here, 6A and B. And then the skinny at the bottom here is 7, separately numbered. If riders wish to circle beforehand, they can, as long as they've not deemed to approach the fence. But no need for circling there for Ellen Douglas down Shire Rock, straight as a die over all 3 elements. Well, Anselmi Leho, Crew Garden Tenor, in fact, the miss flag at 7 has now been put back on their scorecard. So they most definitely have a 15 penalties as they make their way round to these white rails here, 17 at 18.
And so one missed flag, as it looks like, for number 143 for Anselmi Laiho and Krogarden Tenor. That happens at fence number.
As they head to this skinny here at 19A and B, safely over 8, up and down that dip. Well, we have 1 Irish rider on the track. Here's our second. It's Godfrey Gibbons and Milchie Miami now joining us. On to our 4th and final rotation of team riders. Bring forward a 34.7 from the dressage in 40th place overnight. Milchie Miami, this 8-year-old Irish sports horse mare. This combination who were 7th at the Young Rider Europeans last year, picked up that team silver. As we're back with Ellen Douglas down Shire Rock at the first water combination. Big jump in. She sat up quickly after to make sure she found her line and got a beautiful shot out over the B element there. Quick look down at the early stage of the track here for Godfrey Gibbons, Milchie Miami, checking the watch. As I said, this combination who picked up Team Silver last year, 7th individually in the Young Rider Europeans. They also have had success at the junior level, 5th individually there, and another Team Silver.
Championships from last year, 7th individually there. Team Silver, the Junior Europeans in 2022.
Oh, problems unfortunately at the second water there for the individual rider from Ireland, Ellen Douglas down Shire Rock. So they come round for their second attempt. Although the log is small, sometimes the horses can just be surprised to see the water on the other side. So that will be 20 penalties and another one picked up there at 20B. Looks like she has decided to retire and walk home. I'm sure we'll see her back another day, but some very mature riding there, opting just to retire and save Downshire Rock for another day. Well, doing well to keep them on their feet there. Anselmi Laiho and Crow Garden Tenor nearly had a trip at the penultimate, but over the last to complete their round. So it's only Godfrey Gibbons out on track at the moment, the fourth and final team rider for Ireland. But that won't be for long, because Emily Krubel and Entertain You will be our next rider to join us out on track. We see them down at the start box there.
Godfrey Gibbons.
So we have a time in for Anselmi Laiho, who just completed their round. Crowgarder Tenor, 30 jumping penalties, 2.8 times, so 65.5 the score, and into 27th position. But underway, Emily Krubel, Entertain You, 26.6 their dressage score. In third place overnight, an incredibly competitive position as an individual, but of course as a team. Germany already have two riders for the team in the top 10. 3 riders in total, because Isabella von Roeder riding as an individual. But if they can go clear inside the time, they could, well, move themselves right up near the top of the leaderboard. Can't quite go ahead of Jasmine Underwood, Indian Girl G. If they're clear inside the time, they'd be second by 0.2 of a penalty, which will really put the pressure on when it comes to show jumping tomorrow. Well, for now, we're back with Godfrey Gibbons making good progress around this track so far. Coming round to the second water combination. This pair, as we say, with plenty of experience at the youth championship level. 2 team silver medals, 1 at the junior level, 1 at young riders. Some class cross-country riding to make that happen in that combination. He stuck to his line and he really rode for it. Bit of a long one, but he made it happen there at the second water. Emily Krubel and Entertain You working their way around now to this combination at 6A and B. Eyes firmly set on this skinny at 7, effortlessly over that. So going well so far on track here for Emily Krubel. Entertain You, only 2 riders on track at the moment. Godfrey Gibbons furthest round here. Emily Krubel heading into the woods to 9A, B and C. Unfortunately knocking that rail, activating the device there. So that will be 11 penalties to add on to the scorecard for Emily and Entertain You. Godfrey Gibbons making fine progress so far, working his way round to 19A and B, these 2 blue skinnies. Beautifully done. Godfrey riding with so much maturity. Well, Edoardo Fortini joins us now for Italy with Cooley Showtime. This 15-year-old gelding. They bring forward a dressage score of 30.3 in 16th position overnight. And a bit of a stumble coming out of that water, not really finding their stride there. Emily Krubel, Entertain You, who are carrying that 11 penalties for that that activation of the MIMS pin. Getting in very close at that element there.
The MIM fence number 9A. That will
While Godfrey Gibbons
11 penalties to
working his way round towards the latter stages of the track, as Edoardo Fortini, Cooley Showtime very much at the early stages of theirs. This pair who were 9th individually last year, part of that Italian team gold medal as well at the young rider level. Who've had 2 3-star runs since that team gold medal and have placed 5th in both of them.
And they were part of that.
They bring forward a dressage score of 30.3 in 16th position overnight individually.
To jest dobry dzień, dlatego że widzieliśmy przepiękne przejazdy, w tym twój. Zuzak, trzeba przyznać, że ty już...
Well, here we have Godfrey Gibbons at the penultimate fence on track, doing very well to sit up so fast after a huge jump over element A to take that turn to the corner. Just the final fence left for the Irish pair.
Określają wszyscy zawodnicy.
Tak, przyznam, że był to w sumie najtrudniejszy cross w moim życiu, bym tak powiedziała i naprawdę...
As they cross the finish line to complete their round, I'll have a time for them for you very shortly. In fact, already in clear jumping, 3.2 time. That's just 8 seconds over the optimum time. 37.9 into 17th position individually there for Godfrey. And for Team Ireland, of course. So it does look like Emily Krubel Entertain you have decided to retire out on track after their awkward jump at 12B. So again, true horsemanship shown by these young riders, really knowing when it is the right time to call it a day for these horses and just save them for another opportunity. While underway, Amy Rose Fruworth joins us now, coming forward for Austria. Third rider for the Austrian team with Gin Tonic 150. Gin Tonic 150, this 12-year-old gelding. Moving forward 41.8 from the dressage yesterday, 53rd position overnight. The pair who were just outside the top 20 at the Young Rider Europeans last year. Since then, they've not been outside the top 10 in their 3 international runs since. They've also represented Austria at the junior level as well. Just inside the top 40 individually at Hartbury back in 2022 at the Junior Europeans there in Great Britain. Safely over the first water there for Edoardo Fortini and Cooley Showtime. For Italy, furthest round on the course at the moment, we just have 2 riders on track. Here our latest starter, Amy Rose Fruworth, Gin Tonic, making their way round to the first combination on this course at fence 5. Just 5 more riders to join us on track in this young rider cross country. Having a bit of a look in over element A, but they are clear. And some super riding to stay on their line there from Edoardo Fortini to make sure he was clear through that second water combination.
Edoardo Fortini and Cooley Showtime clear on the
Amy Rose Fruworth riding well over 6A, B and 7, that fence who caused a few issues earlier on in this class, but has since been riding well. These later riders will have had the opportunity to watch the earlier riders, learn from what fences are causing issues and what ones aren't, and what lines to ride. And of course, being part of the team, your first few team riders will come back and feed information back to the later riders to give them an idea of how to ride certain fences.
And they were the winners of last year's 3-star young rider class at the same venue. This year, 4th position in the 3-star short in Strzegom.
While activating the frangible device there at fence 18. Edoardo Fortini, Cooley Showtime. Looks like they have also picked up a run out at 12B as well on their scorecard. Here we've got the replay of just dropping the hind legs a little bit, and therefore the clip goes, and that will be 11 penalties extra to add on, as Amy Rose Fruworth here at the first water, taking a huge leap out over the B element. And it looks like that she has stopped, whether she's been stopped just so that they have time to repair the frangible device that has been activated by Edoardo Fortini in Cooley Showtime. Any rider that gets stopped on this course, though, their time will be taken when they are stopped, and the time will be taken when they're restarted, and that will be deducted off their final cross-country time. Well, Edoardo Fortini, Cooley Showtime, working their way round to the final water on this track. Taking that loop back round, another big drop into water. And we heard from the fantastic interviews from Matthijs Ruder that that's what he feels is probably the most trickiest part of this course, is the big drops into the water. It really propels the horse forward, and the riders have to be quick thinking and react quickly to make sure they can make it to the skinnies after. So at this penultimate combination, safely through that, just the final fence left for Edoardo Fortini, Cooley Showtime. As they cross the finish line, who picked up that 20 penalties at 12B and then activated that frangible device as well. So here, Amy Rose Fruworth, having been stopped, I believe, just to fix that frangible device that was activated earlier by Edoardo Fortini and Cooley Showtime. You can see that the Austrian team come out to support horse and rider, give them a drink, let them cool down. She'll be told when she can restart again, and she'll be allowed to go back and pick up a full gallop, so she doesn't miss out on any time. But the scoreboard at the moment, as it stands on the individual rankings, Jasmine Underwood, Indian Girl G, leading the way. 26.8. She picked up 2.8 of a time penalty, but still enough to keep her ahead as she heads into the show jumping tomorrow as the overnight leader. Isabel von Roeder and Bob produced a beautiful cross-country round, just 1.2 time to move up from 4th place to 2nd after the cross-country. Tanya Leblanc and the Joker very early on, one of the earliest combinations we had out on track, but she really set the standard. The first rider clear inside the time, 29.1. And Veranda Courbaron de Tat in 4th as it stands, 29.7. Another clear inside the time. Zoe Doising, Alemania, 5th at the moment, 29.7. And Matthijs Ruder, who we heard from an interview earlier on with Bonton, clear inside the time. Our second rider clear inside the time. 30.1 is their score in 6th place. That's the top 6 as it stands at the moment on the individual leaderboard. As for cross country on the team leaderboard, how has it had an impact? Well, from the countries who have had 3 riders complete at the moment, Germany are out in front. France currently in second, and Ireland in third. The Irish team have produced some phenomenal rounds from all four of their riders. So that's obviously from the teams who have had 3 riders complete. We're yet to have our final few riders join us out on this cross-country track. We actually have only 5 riders left to join us. So we're yet to get scores from the Netherlands, Hungary, Spain, France and Great Britain. Great Britain are the ones that really could have an impact on that leaderboard. And of course, Lisa Gauthier from France, Adonis. She'll be our penultimate competitor out the box. That could have a massive impact on the French team. 25.1 was her dressage score, but we'll wait to see her in a few moments' time because we're back underway on cross country. Amy Rose Fruworth and Gin Tonic have been restarted, making their way round to this upright guitar fence. Swiftly over that, a nice fence to restart them at, just get them back into their flow, back into their rhythm before the second watcher fast approaches them. So bold into that, even after being held on the course safely over A and B. Super job from this young rider, going well so far out on track, as we say. Had that slight hold, but should be working her way now down to fence 15.
Na tym właśnie koniu Gin Tonic. Gin Tonic 150.
So currently our only rider on track at the moment, Amy Rose Fruworth, Gin Tonic. Heading round to this combination 16A, B and C, the rails, table and then that corner. More effortlessly over all 3 elements. We've seen a few people pick up the odd 15 penalties for knocking the flag there or activating a device, but they were crystal clear over all 3 elements.
And that was the countdown.
Well, a lovely job over 17 and 18 as our latest starter joins us. Final rider coming forward for the Netherlands at Sophie Wiening and Konen. 31.3 was the dressage score in 23rd place overnight. This 9-year-old KWP Gowding combination who would double clear and second at Vesterstad under 25 3-star earlier on this month in August.
Sophie Wenning z Holandii na koniu Konan po Ogierze Kanan, który dał wiele doskonałych skoczków, między innymi Nino de Bissonnet, na którym igrzyska
Here Amy Rose Fruworth
wygrał w roku 2012
working her way into the latter stages of the course. Absolutely flying over that brush there at 3. Sophie Wiening and Konen really looking like they mean business from the start on this course. To the first combination. Got the 3 strides very well indeed, eating up the ground in fact between the 2 elements. Amy Rose Fruworth, huge jump into that final water, but sat up and got her line beautifully to that final element. Just 3 jumping efforts left for the pair and then they are home. Now the final riders for the Austrian team. Bit of a hop, skip and a jump over 6A and B, and unfortunately a run out there for Sophie Wiening and Konen. at 7. That's skinny at the bottom. Definitely not the first of the day. We've seen that cause a few issues with our other young riders. So she comes around for her second attempt, opting for the longer route there on the second time of asking. No extra jumping penalties occurred for jumping that. Just the clock still ticking. Once you've got to run out, safest thing to do sometimes is to take that longer route. Wise riding by these young riders.
Na przeszkodzie numer 7, sporo tych wyłamań na 7.
Some problems for Sophie Venning at
Now looking very keen over that Oxa at 8. Into the woods they go for the combination 9A, B and C. As our next starter is waiting to join us on track. That will be Nicholas Muller and Mandible for Hungary. Bring forward a 32.3 in 29th position overnight. This 11-year-old gelding by Perron. Pair who actually stepped up to the 4-star level last year and have since gone on to complete 3 4-stars. So they have experience at the level above. Let's see how they tackle this track here today. Huge jump over 10. The first of the horses and the 11, the second. Looking bold even after that run out there for Sophie Wienen and Conan for the Netherlands.
3-star short for young riders here at this venue at Strzegom Horse Trials.
Nicolas Miller reprezentuje Węgry, dociera konia Mandoble.
So time has been adjusted for Amy Rose, Fruworth and Gin Tonic. They complete their course. No jumping penalties, 9.2 time penalties. So a total of 51 and into 24th position, just behind Jemima Howden, ALS Russian Rolex. So 2 riders on course at the moment. Here Nicholas Muller Mandible are latest starters for Hungary. We only have 3 more riders to join us on track for this young rider cross country before we make a few quick changes and move on to our juniors who are to join us for the rest of the afternoon.
The time for Amy Rose, Freevid and Gin Tonic is 8 minutes.
So still riding very, very positively indeed, Sophie Wienen and Conan. Kicking on as they approach the combination at 16 A, B and C.
And the 2 trial score is 50.
Another one who looks like they've got a strong gallop, Nicholas Muller Mandible here. Just setting up now for 6A and B, the rails and then the drop off. Now they've got to find their line. Well, they do that beautifully over the skinny at 7, but it looks like problems here for Sophie Wienen and Conan, unless they're opting for that long route, but unfortunately run into trouble there. So if that is 2 refusals, that will be an elimination because she has picked up a refusal at fence 7. Well, it looks like she's decided to retire and she'll come back another day. Great to see both horse and rider safe. Just opting to save themselves. So just the 1 rider now on track, Nicholas Muller and Mandible. It won't be for very long because we have our next in the box waiting to go for Spain. David Perian Campos and Aquilo DV. 28.4 in 7th place overnight. Superb dressage test yesterday. And a good round on the cross country could rocket them right up the leaderboard. If they can go clear inside the time, they will in fact go into 2nd place in front of Isabel von Roder and Bob. It could be a very important cross country round for the pair.
Overnight with 28.4.
Well, here at the first water, Nicholas Muller manned the bull very neatly through 2 elements there.
Z Hiszpanii na koniu Arquilo po ogierze Zandor-Z. Dobre ujeżdżenie w wykonaniu
Looping back round to the guitar upright here at 13, just to give horses and riders almost a little bit of a breather before the next intense combination finds them in the second water here at 14.
At the Junior European Championships, and David Perian-Campos was part of that team. He was individually 7th. With his horse this year, he won as many as 3.
Very nicely in over the A element, having a little look. Just inside the red flag there, doing well to keep the straighteners, pats down the neck indeed as David Perian-Campos at the early stages of their course. Now, we said a clear inside the time would put them right up there on the leaderboard. This is a horse that is rated as one of the best cross-country horses in the field. They have an incredible cross-country record. 16 consecutive cross-country clears. I believe that's more than any other horse in this field. Internationally, that is, of course. As Nicholas Muller heading round here to fence 16. This triple combination. Safely over that corner at B. Well, nicely done indeed. Back with David Perian-Campos here at 6A and B. Very nicely done out over 7. That combination, who have had 4 international runs this year and won 3 of them.
No i czekamy na start pary, która tutaj może objąć prowadzenie indywidualne.
Well, riding well out over 19A and B there, Nicholas Muller and Mandible. As a new starter joins us, Lisa Gauthier and Adonis. Our penultimate riders join us on course with 25.1 from the first phase yesterday. A phenomenal dressage test in second overnight. And a clear inside the time could knock Jasmine Underwood and Indian Girl G off of the top spot individually. This could be a very, very important round for France, not only for the team, but on an individual standpoint as well. What can she do out on track here today? She knows it's important. But let's see, clear over the first 2, just settling herself into a rhythm.
With 2.8 for the time, so their result is now 26.4. And Lisa Gualtieri and Adonis
David Perian-Campos here at the first water, and Akilo DV exceptionally bold there. As we've mentioned, 4 international runs for this pair this year, and they've won 3 of them at the 1 and 2 star level.
Doskonały występ na czworoboku, 25,1 punktu karnego. Drugie miejsce.
Well, heading for home now, Nicholas Muller, Mandible. 3 jumping efforts left as Lisa Gauthier and Adonis at the early stages of their track. David Perian-Campos and Akilo DV. We've mentioned their incredible jumping record. It runs through to the show jumping as well, double clear in all their international runs this year. Adding in an extra stride. David doing very well to keep his upper body back, keep the balance back, and just allow Akilo to take that extra stride without it causing an issue. Lisa Gauthier, Adonis now. Adonis is a 14-year-old gelding, pair who were 11th in the Young Rider Europeans last year and have had success already at Strzegom this year, 4th in the 3-star short here in June. Working their way up now to this lovely oxer fence here at 8. Take that in their stride before entering the woods for 9A, B and C. David Perian-Campos.
Silver medal with with
at
French team
16
at the
ABC.
Pony European Championships here in Strzegom in 2019, bronze at the Pony Europeans in Bishop Burton in 2018, and a gold.
Eyes
with the
down on his
Belgian
watch to
Desi
see
Pony
what his time is at
European
optimum
Championship
time.
at Porsche
Remember,
from
8
in
minutes
2017.
exactly. We've had 6 riders
And Adonis
inside that
is
time.
at the 4th place and a 3-star shorts here in Strzegom at the Strzegom Horse Trials.
Bezbłędnie i w czasie.
In fact,
7:53.
our final rider now joins us on course. It is the turn of Isabel Cook and Mexican Law, the final rider, I should say, for Great Britain,
2,3.
as Lisa
And the time for
Guthrie
Miko
and
Nicolas here
Adonis
in Mandoble, 7
work their way
minutes,
down to the
56
first water.
seconds here inside the
Lisa,
time.
no stranger to winning medals
32.3.
at a youth European. She's had lots of success at the Pony Europeans. In fact, has a team bronze, silver and gold already under her belt at the pony level.
Na miejscu 14.
She could be looking for a few more medals here at this Young Rider Europeans. If she's clear inside the time, she'll go into the lead overnight.
Też bezbłędnie.
Well, Isabel Cook coming forward with a 27.5 from the dressage phase, was 5th individually overnight.
Prowadzenia.
Great Britain, of course, who were leading the team competition after the dressage.
First rider on the starting list is already out on the course.
So
It is
Lisa
Isabel Cook from
Guthrie
Great Britain with the 12-year-old
and
man
Adonis
Mexican
at this second
Law,
water,
by Billy Mexico.
tentatively in.
5th position after the dressage
Got a
test,
beautiful line over
27.1.
B and C. This cross country looking very smooth so far for the pair.
Isabel Cook
David
is a team
Perian
gold
Campos
and individual silver medalist of the
working his
Junior
way
European
round to the
Championships from
final section of the
2022.
course.
Last year in Montelibretti, a silver medal with the team in the junior category and 5th place individually. With his horse, 2nd position.
Safely
in
over the final water, just 3 jumping efforts left for them.
May and Victor.
And actually, we had a time come in for one of our latest finishers, Nicholas Muller and Mandible from Hungary. Clear jumping inside the time, 4 seconds inside the time, so 32.3 is what they finish on, into 12th place individually.
Z Wielkiej Brytanii na koniu Mexican Law. 5. pozycja po ujeżdżeniu 27,5. Koń
So
po
7
ujeżdżeniu
riders now
Mexico.
clear inside the time.
Na mecie.
As crossing the finish line there, David Perian Campos, a Kilo DV, continuing their exceptional cross-country clear round streak.
Bezbłędnie.
But we'll keep an eye on the time for them,
Przekroczenie normy czasu.
because they could be very competitive individually as well as this lady, Lisa Guthrie and Adonis. 25.1, that dressage she's bringing forwards very nicely through the combination at 19.
Isabel Cook and Mexican Law.
Wielka Brytania walczy
Isabel
tutaj
Cook
o złoto.
now here at 10 and 11, working her way down to the first water on this track with Mexican Law by Billy Mexico.
Złota medalistka indywidualnie srebrna z Mistrzostw Europy Juniorów Hartpury z roku 2022 w zeszłym roku w Montelibretti w Mistrzostwach Europy. jeszcze
Lovely jump in.
juniorów.
She sat back,
Srebrna
eyes
medal
directly on that B element. She saw the stride, rode for it and got it beautifully.
I była druga w 3 gwiazdkach dla młodych jeźdźców w Bington.
So our penultimate rider here,
Tutaj
Lisa
Brytyjki
Guthrie
walczą o
and
to,
Adonis,
żeby jutro przystąpić z pozycji
working their way round to the final water combination on this track.
A patrzę na razie bezbłędnie
Isabel
idzie
Cook
Lisa
and
Guthrie.
Mexican Law kicking on to approach the second water for them. Just a little bit of a rebalance before this log-in.
A więc
No trouble there, got to find her line. Does exactly that over B and C, straight as a die. Pats down the neck and still kicking on.
na razie bezbłędnie obydwie pary wysoko w
She heads
klasyfikacji
down for the
indywidualnej
combination at
juniorowej.
16. So time in for David Perian Campos, our latest finisher. No jumping penalties. 10.8 time. 27 seconds over that optimum time, so 39.2 into 22nd position. Now the time will be important for this young lady. She flies over the last. If she's clear inside the time, she will be our new leader, so we'll wait for that time to be confirmed. So Isabella Cook, our final rider on track for our Young Rider European Cross Country Day. So this track beautifully designed by Martin Konaski. So we're just waiting for that time to come in for Lisa Gulturi and Adonis. Waiting with much anticipation. Could she be our new overnight leader? We'll wait and see. Isabel Cook here heading round to the skinnies here at 19A and B. Eyes already looking on element B as jumping A. Fantastic riding there. Well, the time is coming in for Elisa Gulturi and Adonis, and at the minute it is looking very, very good indeed. I believe she is going to be our overnight leader with 25.1 as her score. Indeed, so 25.1. The overnight leader will be Lisa Gulturi and Adonis. Jasmine Underwood, Indian Girl G, being pushed back into the silver medal position, and Isabella von Roda and Bob into bronze. But it's not over yet. We still have one lady left to cross the finish line, and she could make an impact on that individual leaderboard. Isabel Cook coming forward with 27.5 for Great Britain. Final of the team riders. And of course she could move into third position if she's clear inside the time. So all to play for this young lady in the final few moments of this track, heading round to the final water combination here. Well, effortlessly over those two elements, taking them in her stride. 3 jumping efforts left to go as she heads on round to 23A and B. This brush on this left-handed curve round to the skinny. Seen lots of horses, I should say, fall out through the right shoulder, but she's doing well to make that happen. She really made that happen. That was an opportunity that could have easily been a run out. But that was cross-country riding there for you. We'll wait to get her score confirmed. But that could have been a very sticky situation. The trip, they lost their balance. She did so well to get her line back for that corner. Mexican Law fully trusting Isabel as well. That really just shows the partnership that this pair have. Well, we're going to wait for their score to come in before we can have a look at any of the leaderboards, because she could make an impact depending on what her time is. It is just getting confirmed, and then I can give you the updated scoreboard for the individuals and of course the team competition as well. It has been a very, very action-packed day already here in Strzegom for the Young Rider Europeans, and it won't be long before we will of course turn our attentions to our junior riders to come forward as well. So it looks like that Isabel Cook and Mexican Law, fantastic round, 7 minutes 38 seconds, so inside that optimum time. That looks like that they will go into third place individually overnight. What a phenomenal round from the pair, making it our 9th rider inside the time. So the individual results